How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am that fishing noob out here on this little lake, pond, urban pond type deal. I want to do a really quick, why did I choose to buy an Old Town Sportsman PDL 106? So, I did a ton of research when I finally was like, you know what, maybe I should get a pedal kayak. I looked up reviews, I looked up kind of customer service, I looked up price, of course. There was a lot that factored into it. My search started with Amazon. I was just looking up pedal kayaks, and one huge reason too is because I'm sure if you guys are watching my channel, you must be familiar with Greg Blanchard. He's a angler out of California, moved there from New York, and I mean, he has a pedal kayak. So the first thing I looked at, well, first thing I looked at was his kayak, a Native Titan, I think it is. And I was like, whoa, okay, cool. These are pedal kayaks. Of course, the Native Titan is like super expensive. So I was like, dang, okay. Next stop is Amazon. And I just looked up pedal kayak, just kind of reading a ton of reviews. And then the ones that I found, I would do Once I found, I would do Google searches and see what other user reviews were. And like, I would look up on Facebook groups, on Reddit, just seeing, you know, what everyone's thoughts were on pedal kayaks, and specifically the pedal kayaks that I was looking at. So another huge factor aside from price that I was looking at was I wanted it to be stable enough to stand and fish out of. So that kind of eliminated a lot of the kayaks that I saw on Amazon, because yeah, sure, you can pedal with them and they're pretty good, but you can't do this. You can't just stand and fish. So I knew that I needed, or I wanted, something that was super duper stable, something that would allow me to stand up, and not only stand up and fish, but be comfortable and not feel like, oh man, like I'm gonna fall in. So for example, like I'm still moving, it's as easy as pop up and take a cast, just like that. Now, I have reeled in some fish. I have not reeled in like 5-pounders on this yet, but the fish that I have reeled in standing up have been stable. Like everything from casting to the hook set to fighting the fish, it's all been super stable. I haven't felt like I was gonna tip or fall in once, like not even close. I feel like it is super duper stable. And a little bit about me as well. I'm a lighter guy. I weigh about 160, $160. So I mean, for me, I'm not that heavy, so me standing up in this thing doesn't really upset it too much. And like turning and casting, like I'm facing sideways right now and I'm casting and fishing, and I mean, this thing still feels rock solid. Like I said, stability, and especially standing up, like stability while standing up and fishing, was a huge factor for me. So I was looking at Hobies, I was looking at Hoodoos, looking at Vibes, looking at Brooklyn Kayak, kind of all those. And then I got involved in some Facebook groups, one of which was an Old Town Sportsman Facebook group. So I was asking, and I mean, some of you guys might see this video if you're part of Old Town Sportsman PDL owners group. But I was asking like, hey, so how heavy is the kayak? How expensive is it? How is customer service? How stable is it? How comfortable is it to stand up and fish out of? All the things, all the questions. And ultimately, I landed on Old Town and finally decided on this Old Town Sportsman. Also, what went into my researching was like watching YouTube videos. So I'd see like stability tests, I'd watch reviews on YouTube. And yeah, ultimately I landed on this thing, the Old Town Sportsman PDL 106. Now, the reason why I went with a 106 versus a 120 is because I car topped this. And after a long day of fishing, I really don't want to wrestle a kayak onto the, you know, the top of my Jeep. It just does not sound fun. I know this weighs, I think it's like 85 or like 92 pounds without everything in it, and then like a little over 100-ish, like 112 maybe, fully loaded. And then of course, once I add in my crate, my gear and all that, then it's more than that. So a kayak cart was one of my first purchases for this thing. But so far, I mean, I've covered a lot of water today. And like right now, I'm maintaining a pretty decent pace. I'm not like overexerting myself, and I can just maintain this. And like, yeah, there's a little V coming out from the back of the kayak. So the next big pill that I had to swallow was the price of the kayak. This kayak is $2,499, I think, or $2,449, one of those. So I was like, dang. But once I decided, after watching YouTube videos and just seeing how stellar this thing was on the water, how stable it is, and how like, one thing that I wasn't even really thinking about, but now like I have been and I am, is getting electronics to hopefully later on start fishing tournaments, because I think that would be cool. But this already comes like ready to receive a transducer. It has a little cutout on it and it's great. Let me get by this fountain first. Hold on. Just saved up money and finally bought it, and so far this thing has not disappointed at all. I really haven't had any issues at all. There's some like minor qualms, like I'm planning on getting rear seat risers just to make standing up a little bit easier because it's kind of awkward. Other than that, I really enjoy the features of this kayak. So being able to come ready to mount a transducer, having in-hole storage, having storage within the drive, having seat room, like room for stuff under my seat, all the rod holders. Like this kayak is I spoiled myself with this kayak. It's been really good to me. This pedal drive is phenomenal. It totally beats having a paddle everywhere, and like I can maintain a position if I wanted to while I'm sitting here talking with a fish. I can maintain a position without having to do the dance of putting the paddle in the water, going through maintain position, and then continue fishing, putting the rod down, paddling, position. I can just do all of that with my feet, which is phenomenal. It's super great. If you have the opportunity to take one of these out for a spin, you definitely should. And another thing that really sold me as well in Old Town is it comes with a 5-year PDL warranty and a lifetime hull warranty. And from all of the responses and all of the feedback that I've seen, Old Town customer service is phenomenal. Like, they will take care of you as a customer, which I greatly appreciate. And that was one thing that I know Hopies are a lot more expensive, or more expensive than, you know, in Old Town. But hearing just the frustration behind their customers and having to deal with customer service is kind of like nah. Ultimately, yeah, this is fantastic. Best, I feel like, huge bang for buck kayak, especially if you want to get into standing up and fishing and having just the freedom of not only being able to access every part of the water, but also have the comfort of being able to stand up and fish. Now, like I said, I'm a lighter guy, so another thing is this is pretty dry. It's pretty dry down here. Even if I'm standing up and rocking back and forth and kind of even when I'm pedaling really hard, water stays out of the deck for me. The only scuppers that I'm using are the 2 scuppers that came with the kayak when I ordered it. But other than that, yeah, this kayak answered all the things, and overall this kayak has been everything that I thought it would be. It was expensive. Like I said, it was like $2,449, I think. It's pretty heavy. Definitely not something that I can throw over my shoulder like my old Lifetime Teton. But pedaling on it is fantastic. The stability, standing up and fishing like so, is fantastic. I can sit here and rock. I mean, there's countless, not countless, but there's already some really good stability tests on YouTube, so you can go through and watch them if you have questions about stability on this thing. But yeah, these things are solid. Overall, I'm super duper happy with my purchase, and I've got lots of plans going forward. Like I said, I do want to get into the fishing scene in the tournament sense. I do want to get into kayak fishing tournaments. For sure, I'd say this kayak is worth it. For sure. If you have any random questions or any specific questions about this kayak, then let me know, drop them down below. And if you haven't already, hit the like button for this video, that'd be cool. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing, showing some support, helping the channel grow, helping my channel grow. I'd appreciate your support. But yeah, this is the Photic camo. It's fantastic. This is a great kayak. That'll be it for this one. Hope that you're able to go fishing, and if you are fishing, hope that you're able to catch a big one. But I will catch you on the next one. God is good. Y'all be blessed. Later.